Higher level paper 1, question 8. Let's go to well, we're going to calculate a page first because that will allow us to type in this function which we're after with a bit more clarity. I'm going to type f1 of x, close brackets, is defined as being equal to, and I'll choose the template, and it's got two sections here. If I choose that template there, I can type 1 minus 2x, and then the condition is x is less than or equal to 2, so control equals is less than or equal to 2. And then for the first one, second category, we can do 3/4 outside of x, subtract 2 all squared, move out of the power, subtract 3, and the condition here is x is greater than 2, so control equal greater than 2, and press enter. Now if we want to have a quick look at the graph of this, control doc, we'll go to a graphs page, and if we press up, we can see everything we typed in a moment ago. That was the advantage of calling it f1 in the first place, and when I press enter you can see the function turns up. I'm just going to hide that label. It's not easy for us to see what's going on with it in the way. So this should check out any suspicions you have about the continuity or not, and we just have to show that when we substitute a value of 2 into both of the expressions, it works out fine. If I press Control T, you can see that when x is 2, y is negative 3. It doesn't prove it, but it gives you a convincing argument. I'll press Control T to hide that. Now we need to do two things with this function. We're going to reflect it in the y-axis, so all the x coordinates are going to become negative. So what we can do is I can make f2 to be the f1 of negative x, and there's the reflection in the y-axis. And then we need to do a translation of 2 in the positive x direction, and therefore that's going to have effectively, if I subtract 2 from the original graph, it'll move it 2 to the right, or will it move it 2 to the left? Didn't want to move it 2 to the left, so I must have picked the wrong one. So I'll do plus 2, and that'll move it 2 to the right. So that red graph is what we suspect it to be. You may have done some other calculations, and let's just type in what we think the answer for that is. I've got my written notes here, so I'm going to try and type in this piecewise function straight into the graph entry line. Let's see how it works. I'll press the template. I'll choose the piecewise function. Oops, clicked once too many there. Choose the piecewise function, and I think the first expression is 3/4 of x squared. Subtract off 3, and that's valid when x is strictly less than 0. And for the second expression, it's 2x subtract off 3, and that's true when x is greater than or equal to 0. Now, if I'm correct, the graph that's about to turn up should be superimposed on top of the red one that we have on show, and lo and behold, it is. So a way of visually checking whether you've been doing the right sort of things, even though it may not necessarily help you do the algebraic statement at the end. We're done.